Welcome back to the Healing Journey. My name's Chanin. I am a licensed massage therapist, certified Reiki master teacher, certified clinical herbalist and aromatherapist, and cryotherapist. And today we're going to talk about why you don't set a New Year's resolution, at least not yet. January 1st is one of the worst possible days to set a New Year's resolution. In fact, 88% of people who set New Year's resolutions on January 1st will fail, will never complete it. And that is really harsh statistics, and especially when we're told, you got to set new Year's resolutions. You see all these places going, new year, new you, and they really hype this up. But the fact of the matter is, it's the worst time you can do that. The second Friday in January is actually called Quitter's Day, because so many people have quit their resolutions by the second Friday of January. January 17th is actually called, Ditch Your Resolution Day. Because by January 17th, the other part have now finished. You know, it's obvious this is not a good time of year to do this. I can tell you, I don't now, but when I had a gym membership, I would always be like, yep, not going in January, won't go back till February, because January is when all those people come in for their resolutions and then they stop coming come February. How many of y'all have done that? I know, all of us have probably done something similar. This is why I'm saying it's not a great time. And the 88% is actually a study done, I think University of Michigan did this study, and they showed that up to 88% of people ditch, fail, stop worrying about the resolution before the end of January. So we're going to look at the ways we should be looking at New Year's resolutions, more in line with how the world sees it and how we as humans used to see it, and how we really should kind of go back to looking at our lives in that way. A lot of times, before we get into that part, a lot of times I want to say our goals or our resolutions are really outside of realistic. They are so unrealistic or so unachievable that they aren't good resolutions to start with. For example, say you want to lose some weight. I want to lose 50 pounds. If you don't start seeing results immediately, you're going to stop. And during the seasons and the winter season, it's really hard to lose weight. So you're setting yourself up already. How many times have you said, I want to have a new job by the spring, and there's nothing, or you get interviews but you don't get hired right away and you're still in the process and you get frustrated? You know, setting realistic goals. I'd like to get a new job this year. That's a realistic goal. I'd like to lose 10 pounds. Don't necessarily set a date. Say 10 pounds this year. When you don't set hardcore dates and don't set giant goals, you're more likely to reach giant goals by setting littler goals. So you start out small and then you add to it as you reach them. And then you'll get that 50 pounds in a year, because you're saying, hey, 10 pounds is doable in a year. That's only a pound a month. And it will happen. So that's part of the reason. So that's the science. We make unrealistic goals, which makes it hard for us to keep doing them, which means the resolutions fail. Then we feel guilty and feel like failures and are ashamed that we didn't finish it. And then, so, you know, it's a whole thing. And we all have gone through it. I can guarantee you 100% that everybody watching has had one of these moments when they do it. Maybe only once, but you still had it, where you were like, I should never have done that. I feel so horrible. And you're kind of guilty about it. Don't feel guilty. It's not your fault. We are being conditioned to believe that January 1st, because it's the beginning of the year, we have to start out afresh and anew. That's not true. And when we go back and start looking at seasons and looking at the way our ancestors looked at things and ancient philosophers looked at things, You'll find out January, February, March are really the worst times to set resolutions. You know, we are not failing. We are not, we should not feel guilty. It's because we're being hyped. It's a marketing scheme to sell things right after the holiday season. And, you know, a lot of the places are gyms and places to make you look better, feel better, you know, lose the weight. It's not you. It is literally modern society that is making this happen. So don't take it personally. But this year, let's do it a little different. So when we look at winter through a lot of different phases, traditional Chinese medicine sees winter as a time of rest and conserving energy and restoring ourselves and our qi. If we look at ancient cultures, winter was always about dormancy and hibernation, introspection, spiritual repair. Even 17th and 18th century farmers would mend their tools, plan their season, do stuff to prepare for the new year, not start it. Winter is a time to heal. It is a time to refresh, restore, conserve, just get ready to start our new year. It's not the start. On the calendar, it might be the start, but it's not the start. When we start getting into spring, well, before we go there, one reason why it's not the start, the days are shorter. I don't care where you live. In winter, when it's your seasonal winter, your days are shorter. The sun is not out as much, and the brightness is not as full, as I guess I could say, but it is a shorter time. You also have less energy in the winter because there's less light. You feel more fatigued. It's darker. Our bodies want to run. When it's dark, we sleep. When it's sunny, we're up. With the longer nights and shorter days, we have less energy. And that takes some of our natural motivation away. So again, winter is not the time to start this. Spring is the time to start. You have days getting longer. How many times when spring hits have you thought, I can get this done now, and you spring clean your house or clean out your garage or do a yard work, and it feels good. It doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't feel like a burden. It feels like you've accomplished something. This is what your New Year's resolution should feel like when you set a goal and you do it. So this is why we're saying January is not it. Spring. You have more energy. The days are longer. The sun is out more. You're getting more vitamin D and all that. And you have more natural motivation because it is time.
Get ready, Frederick, because this is live from Studio 401, where the lights hit harder, the laughs come faster, and anything can happen the second we crack the mic. Danny and Randy are bringing the chaos, the comedy, and the kind of energy that blows the doors off Market Street. Buckle up, turn it up, and jump in. This is live from Studio 401.
At Colonial Jewelers, we're all about getting it right. Finding a ring style that you'll love to wear every day at a budget that works for you. The Colonial Jewelers box. There's just more in it.
In the winter, everything feels forced and everything. When you're trying to do these goals and complete these resolutions, it doesn't feel forced when you wait till spring. It really feels more like it's achievable. Even if you said, if your resolution in the spring is, I want to lose 50 pounds this year, you're more likely to do it or get close than if you start in January. Because that motivation's behind you. You're able to get outside more. You're able to move more because of the proximity of sun and energy and just how our bodies work with nature. Farmers, like I said, used the winter to plan and prepare for their upcoming seasons. So when spring starts, what do? They start planting. They start getting the seeds together, start the plants, then they put them out in the fields. The kids usually would help with that, but they'd also help with the kitchen garden, which was the food for them. They start getting the animals ready and do all that other kind of stuff, because spring is when we bloom. Spring is when everything that's planted can grow and blossom and just be everything it's supposed to be. And it doesn't feel forced. When we start everything in spring, we tend it and keep it growing and keep it moving and keep it fresh all summer, because the days are longer. We still have a lot of motivation. We have a lot of energy. We do more in the summer than we do pretty much any other time of year. And then in the fall, it changes back and we start closing everything down. We have our harvests. We see things coming to fruition. We see things getting ready to end. And that is what we start doing. We start closing everything down and putting things away and bringing our energy back into us, so that when the winter hits, we can rest, restore, conserve, and plan for the new year. So, technically winter is rest, reflect, and heal. Spring is begin, explore, initiate. Summer, grow, maintain, experience, and expand. And fall is to reflect and to integrate and release things we don't need anymore. This is how nature works. This is what happens during the seasons. This is how our bodies and our innate energy in our bodies works. Modern society doesn't work that way. It says we have to go, 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 go. January through December, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, or whatever hours you work. It decides when we rest. It decides when we move. It decides everything. We have to get back to how we're supposed to be living our best lives. We talk a lot about work-life balance and things like that, but the truth of the matter is, unless we're living within the energy of the seasons and the energy of the earth, it's really hard to get back to that nice balance. And when you hit that balance, it feels really good. Sometimes you feel it, sometimes you don't. But when you get there and you get closer to it, it feels really good. And it feels very natural. It's not forced. It makes you just feel like it's easier to go with the flow, and challenges, while they are there, are not as challenging because you are working with natural energy and nature and not against it. So today I think we were pretty short, but the fact of the matter is, it is all about following what nature does. So let's not make New Year's resolutions right now. I would say the earliest you should make a New Year's resolution is the spring equinox, March 21st, or even wait until April 1st. That's spring. So at that time, make your resolution and see if you don't do a better job of getting through it all, actually, making it a difference, lessening that number from 88% failing to, maybe 3% not finishing. But if you want to do something now between January 1st and April 1st, or the spring equinox, think about different ways to do self-care and rest and just heal your energy. Journal about experiences you've had over the winter, things you want to experience. Start planning about different things, different vacations you would like to go on, different places you would like to see. You don't have to go there right now, but start planning. Like if you were a farmer and you were planting your crops, start planning. Start noticing energy shifts. Listen to your body. Listen to how your body feels. If it's tired, sleep. If it's excited about something and ready to do something, do something. Don't take giant leaps, but, keep moving, but follow your body. Don't push it, don't force it. And then journal about this and start looking at how your body is changing. And also, this time of year, in the winter, when it's shorter days and longer nights, we sometimes can have different emotions and sometimes feel a little depressed or anything. Make note of these. Put these in your journal. Think about how it came on. What was happening when you started feeling this way? Find patterns and learn to work with those patterns instead of trying to fight them. Because if you work with them, you learn how to overcome them. I'm not saying you'll never be depressed. I'm just saying there's ways that you can say, hey, this is happening. I know it's going to come. And you can kind of prepare that for it. So now's the time for preparing, resting, healing. April 1st, end of March, that's when you do your New Year's resolution. And until then, think about it this way. If bears and trees and fields and flowers need a season of rest, so do I. Winter is your season of rest, so use it. If this episode has helped you in any way, I'd love to ask a small favor. I'd ask for you to like, share, and subscribe. We'd love to be able to share more with you. If you have a topic you'd like us to cover, or you have questions that you would like us to answer, please let us know in the comments, and we'll make sure it does come about. So until next time, resting is not quitting. It's preparation. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you next time.